going on, everybody? I hope you guys having a good day. It's your boy Incog back with another video. This one right here, we have 3 creepy true hiking horror stories brought to you by Mr. Nightmare. Original link will be in the description box down below. If you guys want to actually look at the original creator of the video, this is not mine. This is actually his or whatever. So just letting you guys know that. Also as well, like, share, subscribe on this video. And I'm going to be trying to actually bring, because I know I'll be like kind of spotty with my uploads. I know you got to be kind of consistent with your uploads if you want to like grow. And I'm trying to get that 1K sub count. Like that's my first goal on YouTube, and then like try to, you know, extend that. But I'm trying to make as many videos as I can on a week-to-week basis. Like I'll be working and stuff like that, and sometimes getting off, you know, whatever. But I'm, like I said, I'm be trying to make at least, you know, 2 to 3 videos a week. You know, reactions or, you know, about some games or something like that, you know. But anywho, like, subscribe to this video. Like I say, it's free, so I mean, go ahead, do it. Go ahead. Anyway, let's get right into the video. Also wanted to mention my microphone wasn't recording my voice at the beginning of the video, so beginning of a take.
Once took a trek on the Appalachian Trail in Pennsylvania, which is the longest hiking-only trail in the world. I went it alone just for fun. I went late in the fall though, so it was cold.
Hey, you know what? Like I said, I just wonder if there's gonna be a bunch of red flags with these 3 stories, cause you going on the longest hiking trail. I think it's during the day. I don't know, but if it isn't, I think it is. But why would you go alone? If I'm hiking, I'm not hiking alone. I know that, if I'm ever gonna do that. But the only time I hiked was when I was like a little kid, probably like no more than like 4 or 5, something like that, to where I wouldn't even remember, with my family. But I was with my family, you know, cabin and all this type of stuff like that. This right here, no, I'm not doing that alone. Just saying.
People hiking. In fact, I think I only ran into like 2 other people going the opposite way. The part of the trail I was on was in thick forest, and it was definitely a scenic walk. The trail ran alongside a small river, and nothing could be heard but the sound of the flowing river and the early morning birds chirping. It was time for me to sit down and take a break, so I found a big rock sitting aside the river and sat down on it. I took a sip of my Gatorade, and then I could swear I was hearing a baby's cries coming from the distance. It was coming from further down the trail in the direction I was walking. Of course, I had to get...
See, now, the question is right now, as a hiker, if you guys hike or whatever, if you guys hike or whatever, and you hear a baby cry, what is your response? Do you go and see what's going on? I believe, like I said, I think it's during the day or in the morning. You're hiking on the longest hike trail, whatever. You barely see anybody, and you hear a baby. Do you go see what's wrong with the baby? Do you just keep going? What do you guys do? Give me your thoughts in the comment box down below if you can.
Up and follow the sound of it, because of that off chance that a baby was stranded in the woods alone. As I walked further down the trail though, it seemed like the baby's cries stayed the same distance away. This went on for like half a minute of walking fast before I gave up, and assumed it was somebody with a baby walking down the trail. I sat down on another rock I found on the side of the trail by the river. Eventually the crying seemed to just stop. Like, it didn't fade away really, it just stopped abruptly.
No. No.
I sat on that rock for 5 minutes, just taking in the nature and taking a few videos on my phone. That's when I heard footsteps approaching nearby. Expecting to see another hiker walking the trail, I saw some frantic-looking woman hurrying over to me. She came so fast and so close that it actually scared me. She stopped uncomfortably close to my face.
Alright, so I know I've been like pausing the video or whatever, but have you guys ever had that happen to you? Like you just in the area or whatever, or you probably are by yourself or whatever, and like somebody just comes up to you just all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, and like really fast, like right to your spot, right to your area, your space, like, and you kind of just like freaked out a little because you kind of just like what's going on? I don't understand what's going on. Like, have you guys ever had that happen to you? I know I have. a few times in my day, but you know, just asking.
And started screaming at me, "Have you seen my baby?" I calmly told her I heard a baby crying not too long ago, and told her to follow me. We walked quickly down the trail in the direction I was chasing the sounds of the baby earlier. I looked back every few seconds to make sure she was keeping up with me. Eventually I summed up the nerve to ask her how on earth she lost her baby, but she didn't answer. So I turned around again.
I mean, that's
and
a
stopped when I saw
logical
she was
question.
gone. And the weird thing, she was right on my tail just 10 seconds ago. I screamed out for her a few times, but the only sounds around me were the sounds of the birds chirping and the river. I figured even if she trailed off away from me, I would at least still be able to see her in the distance. I stood there for a long time deciding what to do next. Just move on with my life and continue the trail, or walk back and try to find this woman. I did one more quick 180 degree
Why would you want to
scan
go
of the
find
area
her?
we just came from. And what I saw next may not sound very disturbing, but it was disturbing to me in that very spot. I saw the woman standing across the river, arms hanging lifelessly at her sides, and she was looking at me. Not saying anything, not moving a muscle, blank expression. Just standing like a statue,
Bruh.
watching me. I had made up my decision right there, and that was to move the hell on with my life right there. I walked as fast as I could away from there until my calves hurt from walking so fast for so long. Eventually, I made it back to my car after looping around another trail.
There you go. Yeah, get out of there. Dip. That, bruh, I commend you because there's a bunch of these stories we've done in the past, and I swear, like, nobody wanted to dip out. They wanted to keep going, and I'm so glad that you actually dipped out when you was supposed to, because you probably would have been dead, or something else would have been happening to you. Who knows?
I cut the hike short after what happened. I was truly unsettled by it, and even started to question my sanity. Like, did that actually even happen? It seemed so unreal, and yet, at the same time, it felt real in the sense that I lived it. I just want to know if anyone else who hiked the Appalachian Trail had any kind of freakish experiences like this. I have a preserve by my house since we live in a highly populated suburban area and there isn't much green. It's a huge preserve with miles and miles worth of biking and hiking trails. So long story short, one night in 2016 at like 11 at night, I decided to go for a run. I'm weird in the sense that I like to avoid people when I go for runs.
Okay.
That's just how I am.
Okay, so okay, we got an antisocial person that don't like to really talk to anybody or converse or whatever with anybody. But would you really pick to choose to run at night where it's literally nobody there or whatever, or it could be somebody or whatever, in the shadows or whatever, or would you rather want to be, you know what I'm saying, be normal and just riding with the other people during the day, afternoons times, maybe? But I don't see the point in, doing that, because obviously that's a giant red flag. Why would you be alone at 11 at night running this trail? I don't know.
held my phone with a tight
I'm getting a
grip
headache
with
just
the
thinking about it.
flashlight on and started my run at the edge of the preserve onto the dirt hiking trail. I felt I had more energy running at night too. It was weird. I don't know how to describe it. There were no lights at all. It was all just nature. There was also a dead body that came up in the previous week in the preserve, but I didn't really let that concern me too much since I live in one of the safest neighborhoods in the state. It was also a weeknight, so there was literally no one else in this preserve but me. Well, that's at least what I thought. I got tired after about 10 minutes of running. Yeah, I used to be out of shape. I had to catch my breath, so the first bench I found, I sat down on. I have to admit, it was creepy as hell being in a pitch black preserve like that all alone. It feels the same as being alone in the middle of a forest. There were weird sounds coming from all around.
What did you expect being... Okay, so when you left out your house and you said, I'm going to go on this hiking trail at 11 o'clock at night, you don't think it's going to get creepy to you running by yourself in the dark? Whoa, magic, use your... You know what I'm saying? Just use your brain, bro. Just use it, bro. That's all I'm asking. Just use your brain. That's all.
And to be quite honest with you, it was scaring me. Of course, most of them were animals, so when I heard leaves and sticks crunching nearby, I assumed it was a raccoon or fox or something. But anyone's worst nightmare came true when I noticed something tall hiding behind one of the trees. I couldn't quite tell what it was because an iPhone's flashlight is only so bright. I stood up and walked a little closer, and I was kind of doing a crouch walk because for some reason I thought that would make me more low-key. I got close enough to where I saw a hand wrapped around one of the trees. The hand was in a white glove though. I felt like my heart sank, like I was suddenly in a life or death situation before I could even see who was behind that tree. Then they finally decided to reveal themselves. Someone dressed as a clown stepped into the range of my flashlight.
Oh no! Yo, ho, ho. That, okay, I didn't expect that, but bruh, I would be hightailing it out of there. Bruh, I'm not, bruh. I'm not for that, bro. I'm not. And he's saying this is during the time of that clown epidemic with all the clown sightings and people doing, I think it was killings, things like that. No, sir. No, sir. We ain't doing that, bruh. We're not doing that. Just saying.
I wanted to wait until now to mention this was back during the clown epidemic in 2016. From what I could see in the little light I had, this person went all out with his clown costume. From the makeup right down to the clown shoes. The most disturbing part was the bat with a large foot-long spike wedged through it that he was holding. His head was angled down to give a more menacing, terrifying look, and he walked very slowly towards me. I had only one option,
What I just say?
and that was to run as fast as I could, even though I was already so tired. I didn't run on the trail. Instead, I ran into the woods until I felt like I was going to puke. Then I shut off the flashlight and crouched down behind a tree. I heard running zoom past me maybe 10 feet away. When the footsteps faded away into the distance, I ran back to the trail and ran all the way back the way I came. And I actually puked by the time I made it to the street just from running so much. I didn't mention it before, but everyone figured that the dead body found the week before was linked to the clown epidemic. It should go without saying I stayed away from the preserve.
But see, it's not even the fact that you had to, you know what I'm saying, you had to, not go to the preserve again. It just go during, normal hours where other people's at. Not where you can get singled out or whatever and probably be the clown's next victim, most likely, allegedly, because the other victim got killed by that same clown. Just saying. Like, people just be looking for trouble doing things like that. Like, you don't do, see, like, kids, adults, whoever's watching my videos, whoever watches my videos, women, children, whatever, don't go to somewhere like that by yourself at night. Don't do that. You're only asking for trouble. You're asking to get killed or something like that. And we don't need you to die out here. We don't. I don't want you to die. Incognito, I don't want you to die. Come on now. We need you to live your life. Come on now. I'm just saying. So, yeah, like I said, you don't have to, you don't have to, you don't have to not go there, but just be smart about when you go. That's all I'm saying. Just go be smart when you go. That's it. That's all you got to do. But at least you ran. Like I said, just run, just dip out there and get back to your crib or whatever. But that's good. At least you ain't died out.
For a while, and I definitely never went in there past dark ever again.
Now, how is this gonna be a red flag at the beginning? Let me see, because the other two had red flags.
I went on a solo camping trip to the woods a few miles from my house. After setting up camp and eating, I took
Hey, you
a half
notice
hour.
that all these stories have in common that they're alone? This guy's about to have a scary story told to us, and he went camping by himself a little bit away from his house. That's what I'm telling you guys. Don't do this by yourself. Have somebody go along with. That's all I'm saying, man. Don't do
Back
this.
in my tent and went for a hike. It was a normal hike in a rather quiet forest, until I thought I could hear footsteps nearby. I could have just chalked them up to being the footsteps of an animal, but they kind of sounded human-like, if that makes sense. Considering how deep into the woods I was, and how far from any real urbanization I was, it would definitely be odd to cross paths with another person there. I didn't go looking around for anyone though, I just continued with my hike. When I got back to my tent, the first thing that I noticed was that the zipper to my tent was undone, and the door flap was open. Right away, my heart was racing at the thought of someone having been in my tent. I checked to make sure that nobody was still in there first, and then went inside to see that my bag had been gone through. Surprisingly, nothing was taken though. I contemplated packing up and moving spots, but I figured it was pointless. Whoever came already scoped out the place and left.
You're telling me that instead of you getting your stuff and getting out of that place, you're saying that, oh no, I'm just gonna move my stuff to another location, like you're not gonna find it again. See, do you see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Like why would you do that? Why, instead of just getting your stuff and dipping or whatever, you want to just move yourself to another location like it's gonna make a difference? Like, why would they even go through your head?
Therefore, they wouldn't have a reason to come back. Fast forward to that night when I finally got in my tent to go to sleep. A few minutes after getting in my sleeping bag, I heard a noise. The first time I heard it...
Why would you get back into your... You see what I'm saying? Why would you go back to your tent and just get in there like it's normal to go to sleep and you just got... Okay, so basically this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have my house, right? I'm going to I get robbed and I'm not in my house or whatever. I know I got robbed. But yet I just go to sleep like it's normal. I just close my doors and all that, lock them up like it's nothing's going to happen or they're not going to come back. Instead of me calling the police or something like that and have them deal with it or whatever, and probably like stay at somebody else's house for a couple of days or a few weeks or something like that till it like blows over. Like, why would you? I just don't.
I had no idea what it could be, but the second time I heard it, it sounded like a staticky breathing sound. I sat up and looked around my tent, and at that point it went silent. So after sitting up with my heart racing for a decent while, I laid back down and tried to move past it. But after not even having my eyes closed for 10 seconds, I heard it again. Some kind of grainy, staticky breathing noise. I started digging through my bag and found something I knew for certain I didn't bring with me. I pulled out a huge, archaic-looking walkie-talkie type thing, and the static was emanating from that. I instantly associated it with the footsteps and whoever searched my tent. But all I was thinking was, why would they put that there? Just then the static stopped and there was a breathing sound once more coming from the big walkie-talkie type thing. And then in a deep, almost unintelligible whisper, I heard the words, "I'm outside your tent."
Oh,
it's crazy how in just a...
Bro. Bro, what do you do in that situation? You have no weapon, you have no pistol. Matter of fact, next time, whatever, bring a weapon. But bruh, like, what do you do in that situation? You don't have no weapon, no nothing. What do? You have a walkie-talkie that you didn't bring, and the person says they're outside your tent. What are you doing? Are you just going out there guns blazing, like full throttle, like some Liu Kang bicycle? Are we doing that? Like, what are you doing? What do you do? Put in the comments down below. What do you do in this situation right now? Right this time step. What is this? 9 minutes and 51 seconds to the video. What do you do? What do you do? Let me know. Please let me know what you'll do. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put a pinned comment down there. What would you do?
Couple seconds, your whole world can change, and how your whole body can become overcome with fear. I frantically pressed buttons on the oversized walkie-talkie until it finally seemed to turn off. Then, I heard something hit the ground outside, something heavy. I had a choice. Do I stand ground and protect my belongings and myself, or do I make a straight dash for the pickup truck? When I heard something else hit the ground right outside the tent, I chose the latter and made a run for my pickup. I left behind my tent, my sleeping bag, and other equipment, but in reality none of that stuff really mattered when my life was potentially on the line. For all I know, it was some kind of trap to just get me to leave all my stuff behind for them to take. Or it could have genuinely been someone who intended on harming me.
man, that's where the video's gonna end right there, man. But trust me, they was gonna do more to harm you, depending upon what was that stuff being dropped outside your tent. But see what I'm saying? Like, why would you not just take your stuff and dip? Then why would you want to be at your You're at night inside of a tent that already been run through or whatever, and it's like you basically feeding into the person's motives or the person's, like, you know, ideals and like what they want to get accomplished, with you staying there and literally not moving it a single inch. Like, I don't know. Anyway, that's it for this video, man. Like I say, 3 creepy real true hiking horror stories. Like, subscribe to this video, man. It's your boy Incog. You guys have a blessed day. I'm out. Peace.